Good morning and welcome to Bendat Stadium here. We are in day 2 of the Australian Men's and Mixed Championships for 2023. We are on show court 1 this morning. My name is Mandy Love and joining me is a lady with over 50 plus years experience in the high performance coaching space in WA, Lynnie Pemberton. Lynn, welcome.
Thanks very much, Mandy. Looking forward to it.
I'm really excited for you to be able to call games with us over this week. It's been such a pleasure and an honour. So today we've got, in round 3, men's reserves, we've got the home team West Coast Thunder coming up against the ADF, Australian Defence Force team here in the men's reserves division. We'll run through the starting lineups for ADF. Starting in goalkeeper is their captain in Drennan, goal defence Clark, wing defence Fielder, centre Target, wing attack Smith, goal attack Catley, and in goal shoot we have Clough. For the men's reserves team for the home state West Coast Thunder, we have Tangata starting in goal shooter, Hawthorn goal attack, wing attack Spadano, centre their captain Daniel Ross, wing defence Ness, goal defence Brady, and in the back is James King. So, Lynnie, you've seen a couple of the players from the West Coast Thunder team. What can you tell us a little bit about them?
Okay, James King is very, very aggressive in defence, so he'll be looking to hunt for ball, I think. Very quick to pounce. Ian Brady, very similar, always looking for that quick hunt. And Dan Ross, just lots and lots of experience through the mid-court. We've got Luke Spadano, he's very, very quick. As you just saw then, Jakes brings in some experience. I haven't seen a lot of Jake play though, and I haven't seen the goal shooter play before, so can't give any feedback on that. And then we've got our young wing defender,
Jonah Ness. Yep.
Ness, yeah. Just a solid hard worker.
And kept in court, hustling for the ball. Hawthorn tidies up. And just a loose carry and the offside, but they're playing advantage.
Get that ball to the circle edge for feeding.
Yeah, and they've got that real strong one-on-one. I wish they released it a little bit earlier. Hawthorn. He'll get a second attempt here. So just getting the positioning correct.
She's making a good job of making sure they do the right thing.
So that's 1 goal apiece for the Thunder shooters. So that's a great start for this round. Can they make it 3 in a row? Oh, Hawthorn with a beautiful timed entry.
Oh, bit fancy.
Bit fancy. And I like that Tangata held that space still in that moment.
He does a good job of that, actually, doesn't he?
So ADF looking to respond here.
Get some 3 feet hands over. That's good.
Strong defensive pressure from the Thunder. And in, nice and easy to their goal shooter in Clough.
Quite a big height difference there.
There is, but we do know that King does have quite an elevation as well, so he'll be on the toes most of the game.
Yeah, he needs to be able to stay off the body so he can get back and up and around.
So just got to change the body angle as good contest. So Spadano will take the sideline throw in here for men's reserves. Probably just a bit more height on that pass from Jake Hawthorn.
Just need to read which side the defender is standing to so they can put the ball on defence side.
So ACT here, ADF with an opportunity. They're currently trailing 1 goal to 3, so they can bring this back to a 1-point margin.
It's a good wall across the front there by WA.
And nice coverage. I like the hedging and I did like the hedging, and that was smart play by ADF. They found Clough all alone underneath the post.
Ian had a pretty good crack at getting back and up, just lacking that little bit of height, unfortunately.
And they go quick, so they're hitting the sideline. So a penalty against the captain. And why wouldn't you look for Clough all day with the height difference?
And WA going to have to, the centre court are going to have to do a lot of work out the front and try and keep them out around that basketball circle edge line so that they can try and put the longer ball in, give the boys in the back a bit more chance to have a crack.
And not only that, they really need to score off their possession off a centre pass, don't they, Lynnie?
Yep, 50% of the game's given to you.
And Tangata converts his 3rd goal for the game.
Got a nice technique, hasn't he?
beautiful technique, and it's very clever. Oh, Brady comes through. No one there to back him up, though. Also went ball watching. And Clough just turns to post. He scored all their goals for ADF so far. I'm interested to see what sort of coaching strategies both teams take and what approach to the game.
If he continues to be the key shooter, which it appears to be, then Ian's probably going to have to hedge on and off with James to try and double up. Pick his time when he's on the GA, but then drop quickly. Try and give them that 2-on-1 scenario.
As Brady with the ball in hand, they're playing really close to the sideline.
Yeah. 2 balls to the sideline, get it back to the middle.
Yeah, get it back to the middle. A bit of a pressure release. So there's a 2-on-1 now in the circle. What can the reserve set up? And it was a half screen and just led off by poor footwork from Hawthorn. Yeah. So got the zone set through the mid-third. ADF not quite sure how to get through it in that passage of play.
Mandy, how do you say the goal shooter's surname again?
Tangata.
Tangata. Okay, Tangata.
So Spadano with the ball. Look for him to get that real energy and getting himself onto circle edge. And Hawthorn creeps around the baseline. Does a nice job working that front space. Steps in. And that's his second goal for the quarter. So 5 plays 4.
Just doing a good steady job.
Yeah. You know,
good pressure in.
Oh,
unfortunate.
It was worth having a look, but it was probably a bit too predictable and it probably left a tad too early.
Yeah, goalkeepers, when they're on the hunt like that, they need to actually wait till the ball's pretty much delivered, because you can get that, you know.
You can get found out.
Yeah, the ball to the pocket and then straight to the post.
And you almost want to see the pulley system between King and Brady.
Yeah.
And that's a great win from King, really strong in the contest.
So the pulley system is if the GD's up and the GK's back, well then you have to have a centre court up and a centre court back as well, so that it's creating almost like a diamond, a box diamond, and it's constantly on the move, trying to confuse the space.
And that was great defensive work from ADF.
Close. They've got the shooter out now, so that's good.
And great.
Sorry, Mandy. Yeah, the pressure that was being put in through the centre third, there's the shooter's getting a little bit edgy and wants to come out now, so that's a little mini win. Lots of little wins like that will help, you know, turn over ball for them.
So neither team have missed at the post, so it's really up to the defensive pressure now to try and create these turnover opportunities.
That's good pressure there by Luke. He created that. I call it storming. So wing attack GA storming the centre pass. Clog up the middle and the front end of the centre third for the opposition.
And here is a bit of a wall on the second transverse line, even if it was indirectly.
ADF have gone to a bit of a box, swinging a little bit.
And Tangata just off balance.
I think they need to make sure they work that ball to the circle edge for feed. It's if you've got a short holding shooter, you can't afford to be feeding off the circle edge. You need to get right on it.
And just time is held as a ball has spilled onto court from show court 2. And he's been fantastic so far. So 7 goals, so he's shooting at 100% so far. He has been their main goal scorer for the ADF as Clough. Better by Spadano to get himself circle edge.
Yeah, it's a good little change of pace to zip in behind the back there too.
There was a lot more court craft done in that passage of play from West Coast Thunder.
Mm-hmm.
And so there looks to be a substitution in the ADF sub box. So for those watching at home, unlike Southern Court Super Netball, we can rotate on and off the court as King grabs another intercept to his name.
Just look after it now. Beautiful shot.
I'm really enjoying just the safety played by both teams. Like there's just a sense of, there's no sense of urgency or panic or rush. They're just, apart from the misplaced pass. It always happens when I say they're having control every single time. I call it commentator's curse.
Yeah. It's a 7-7 to each team now.
And it's about consistency, you know. It's great to start in the first sort of 10 minutes, but it's about who can back it up in the last quarter, who's still maintaining this applied pressure. So ADF got a break there. Can they convert on their centre pass?
Just like to see Jonah just stay phase 3 facing the attacker for a bit longer. He opened up a bit early, which gave the wing attack that opportunity to drive down to the pocket.
Trying to get cheeky as well with the penalty not being necessarily set.
Well done.
Did everything right. Just, you know, got this, gave him the space. Oh, the rebound. They're doing a ton of work down there, aren't they, in that defensive circle?
Leaving nothing.
I think that might be the first goal for the goal attack too.
Keep going through, Dan. I like to see if you're going to drive diagonally in the goal third as a centre court, drive hard. If you get it, then you do. But if you don't, you've got to keep going. You can't go changing direction on the top of the
circle.
Yep. Because you stop the goal shooter being able to come out. In this case, probably not likely because he's holding anyway. But, yeah, you just want to leave that space open.
And then as you do sort of go across the court, someone else can backfill it.
Correct, yep.
And Tangata converts another. That's 6th goal for the game. ADF using a backdoor option, and King comes out for a screamer. Read that very early. And he's going to have to attack a lot more of that second phase ball in order to keep them in the game. And Brady, is the pass too quick for him?
I think it's just a bit too close to the body. You know, it sort of landed right on his eyes. He didn't have room to get his hands to it.
And as a defensive unit, this is a win. And as you can hear, ADF actually screaming at each other, press, press, press.
So they've got a 2-on-2 in the middle.
And Tangata comes out to break the zone easily.
And that's dropping to a box by ADF. So they've got a good structure happening there.
I would like them to, they're utilising trying to go for backspace a lot. I'd like to see them just turn their shoulders to really attack the ball front on.
Yeah.
It's a much easier feed.
Yeah. Shooters, you want to trying to get that front position and give your both hips to the feeder so that there's, you know, you're at your widest at that point, which is harder for the defender to get around.
And great contest in the air from the Thunder defence.
Yeah. Would have liked to have seen Dan Ross have a bit more of a crack at picking up that ball at the top of the D, because the two defenders both got up and got it forward, got the ball forward, and he's just sort of standing a little bit, so he needed to jump onto that, reward the boys.
Great rebound from Brady, strong on the take, and a bit of a push out the way, like, okay, I've got the ball now, you can retreat.
Nice cut, straight when you've got a box happening, you want somebody driving up through the middle, and centre for WA did this.
Forced pass by Hawthorn, sort of had a look at Tangata, looked elsewhere and then said, no, I want to go there.
Yeah. Just need to work triangles around the circle edge.
And let the ball work for you?
Yeah. Well, every time you use the pass with a triangle, that changes the angle of the defender, and generally will open something up.
Let's see what West Coast Thunder do with this possession.
See, I like the position that Tangata's in now. He did have front position and he was working to hold it there, but they're now doubling up on him. So Jake's got to get in there and separate that.
And still fighting for that front, and just has that drop pass to shooter.
Very reliable on the shot, Tangata, once he's got that ball. So it's nice to see that.
Yes, one of the athletes who does work away as well, so has made the commitment
as
to
in FIFO.
As FIFO work, yep.
Yep.
So to be able to commit to this week has been fantastic, as with all the teams here. And King.
And again, beautiful. Well done.
Slap of the hands. He's excited about it. Now they must convert.
Yeah.
Means nothing if they don't get the points on the board.
Luke's got to just be a little bit stronger in the upper body when he's getting knocked about a bit. He sort of crumbles a little bit. I think he just needs to just hold his core a bit stronger.
I was going to say brace his core and just really...
brace. Yeah. Because it gets a bit tiring if you get knocked about a little bit. And I think if you can work hard on that bracing, then you actually get control of the situation more. Jake didn't need to step in then. He was in a good shooting position. Yeah. But Stewart gets the reward.
Yep.
That's good.
So 12 plays 9 in favour of the home team, West Coast Thunder. This is the men's reserves division, so less than a minute to play, and Clough early.
That was a great pass.
Little offload, wasn't it?
Yeah, target.
Hawthorn with the centre pass receipt. Yeah. Finding Dan Ross on the circle edge.
That was a great front cut there by Dan.
And nice little shooter-to-shooter connection. ADF did get a touch to it. Hopefully someone understands and recognises that there's less than 30 seconds on the clock now.
Clock aware.
Oh, Spadano with a bit of the rugby pass. Oh, high arc.
Rainmaker.
Yeah. I like that Rainmaker.
I think he liked it too.
Yeah, I think he did. And I think a lot of the crowd enjoyed that as well.
I reckon James needed to back himself in there. He saw it.
He hesitated.
Just the moment you do, though, you're gone. I apologise in advance that I'm not using the ADF boys' names. I just can't pick up on them quickly enough.
No, Linny, we are happy to have you here, and we will get all the names sorted. But that's the end of the first quarter here in this round 3 match. West Coast Thunder currently leading 13 goals to 11 against the ADF. Please stay tuned. It's a real tight game, so looking forward to seeing what the second quarter brings. Welcome back to Bendat Stadium, coming to you live courtesy of our wonderful sponsors here at the AMMNA Championships, who are Blade and WA, Great Temptations, Sweet Treats, Spudshed, West Coast Fever and Netball WA. We are on show court number 1 this morning. On your Easter Monday, we've got the men's reserves division here. We've got the ADF lads currently trailing 11 goals to 13 against the home state in the West Coast Thunder. There have been a couple of positional changes being made across both teams. I can see that Mo Hosier enters the court for Thunder in at shooter, with Charlie King in at wing attack, and Jordan Stothard in goal defence, with Toby Miller in at wing defence. So my name is Mandy Love. Joining me is Linny Pemberton. Linny, thoughts on the first quarter?
Well, it was really going backwards and forwards, goal for goal, goal for goal, and then WA just broke away in the last couple. And I think it was the work being done in the centre third, going into the goal third, which gave James more time to have a look at the ball. And they sort of built a good combination in the goal circle. So it'd be nice to see how Stothard goes with James, because he's got incredible VJ as well. So Teresa, the coach for WA, maybe be looking for, something different and challenging there. And we've got Toby Miller.
Oh, Hosier with the look away shot.
And Toby Miller's come on board as well in wing defence. So, and we've got the big GA from ADF moved out from shooter into the goal attack. So that'll be interesting to see. Might be like a role reversal.
Role reversal, yeah.
Yeah. So
it also might be easy for them to sight on the centre pass as well.
Yep. Yeah, there's quite a mismatch between Stothard and Cloth.
And that was a great defensive pressure from Target, the centre for ADF. King with the ball in hand. Plays it back to the transverse line.
Charlie's just got to keep control and try not to step on lads.
And Hosier looks to centre it, connects in with Hawthorn, gets collected for his efforts.
Stepping on is one of my pet hates, because you immediately get reduced to an overhead pass. And when you do that, the pass generally drops and favours the defender. And it also stops you from being able to balk and then do a step around, front cut, run on play.
I wonder if the positional switch as well with ADF is so that, King was starting to get some really good look-ins early, so I wonder if that's a key ingredient.
Yep, it looks like they've done a good mismatch, because he's sliding in through the back and it's almost too late then.
Target, that's his second sort of deflection in this quarter alone, so once he gets the 3-foot hands over, he's getting some great range of motion in terms of defensive pressure.
He's a big centre too, so the boys have to do a lot of work with the ball, balk the ball, and if he's got hands over on anyone.
And James King smothers it. No, calls for the contact. Unfortunate.
So Stothart's doing his best, but there's not much he can do there.
And that's another goal to the goal shooter. So ADF really favouring their goal shooters, playing in that traditional sense that the goal shooter is the main scorer. And offensive contact.
I think James is, it takes away, bring the moving, like the quicker, smaller shooter, tying James up a little bit, so his eyes were down that previous ball. He probably could have had a crack at it, but because he's being tied up with a moving shooter, his eyes are probably not out there yet for the hunt.
He doesn't have that option to really hedge yet.
No.
Oh, resetting the penalty.
Mo's nailed another one. That's good. The score's 16-15 in favour of WA.
Hawthorn with the ball in hand, looks long into Hosier. And just nice flick off the fingertips to get it through the net for the West Coast Thunder.
Centre pass is a good one.
Absolutely. When it happens, it just flows so freely. Yeah. And looks like the ADF coach, Kim Keeley, is just instructing her keeper to do something slightly different next time the ball comes down this way. Rebound opportunity, and the West Coast Thunder boys get up. Goes long straight away too.
Straight down the middle of the court, which is nice.
And here comes the short, sharp play. Smart by King to draw the obstruction.
Oh, don't step on. That gets you into so much strife.
And find Hosier. He delivers another goal for the West Coast Thunder. So they've gone out to, I think, the biggest lead of the game is 3 goals so far.
Yeah.
Was going goal for goal early, and nice strong hold from Hosier. You can see his shoulders and his body positioning very clear from up here.
Yeah.
Something that was probably lacking from Tangata early in the first quarter.
An ADF coach giving the keeper a little bit of feedback there on the side, just to help him out.
Sideline tutorial.
Yeah. Noticed at quarter time, Teresa, coach for WA, was giving a lot of feedback to the back end, which was very positive feedback and instructive, so that was great.
And, you know, the defensive end has come out firing for the West Coast Thunder, so whatever she said worked its magic.
Yeah.
Dan Ross with the ball in hand. So, Lydia, I'm not sure if you know, so in the men's reserves division, we have 9 different teams alone in this division. So, so they all play each other once, and then it's literally, you've got to earn the right to get top 4, and then it's a playoff. So 1 and 2 plays off, and then 3 and 4 to attempt to get into the final, playing the loser of the 1 and 2 game.
Okay. A lot of games, isn't it?
A lot of games for these guys. You know, unlike some of the other divisions where they play each other twice over, and they can kind of use the games as a bit of a training run, if you will.
Almost, isn't it? Yeah.
And then they sort of fire up in round 2. Like, every game matters in the men's reserves division.
Yeah, and each team would have to have their spotter or scout having a look at what the opposition can do before they come in, because they don't get that second chance to sort things out on them.
And then it's the luck of the draw too as to when their bye round is as well.
Yeah.
Oh, Stothard went hunting, had a look at it, pulled out. Oh, you know, there's some... You can see the eyes light up. I wish they'd take their feet and have a go at it. Nice attempt, though, by King.
ADF goal shooters really moving nicely in there, making James work hard.
And they just seem to be able to find him a lot easier for some reason. Oh, flat ball. Yeah. Kim giving himself a lot of space to get around the body. I love how King is so expressive in his movements on court. Like, you know when he's up and you know when he's down.
Yeah. So neither one of them can afford to be really tight against Koff, because they lack the height to challenge it if their right's stuck onto the body.
And that's a great feed over the top from King.
He's got clever movement with the ball.
And just the shooter drop off. Gets the contact call. And Hosier delivers another goal for the West Coast Thunder. Really nice entry, I think. The positional changes here have worked really nicely for WA. Yeah. Thought they had a really steady start to the game, and they get great defensive pressure, getting the held ball call. And their changes have come on with some impact. I liked how Hawthorn recognised that someone had to pop, so he took it upon himself. And Dan Ross just creeps the white shoe, even though he's out of court.
I'm really liking how patient Charlie King's doing, because, you know, he's just using the ball, uses a little balk, makes someone commit.
And draws 2 defenders. Like, he will draw all the way across, like you said, on the diagonal lead, going all the way across to open up the space for someone else to fill.
Yeah.
You know, this isn't his first campaign either. He's been at multiple national campaigns, so he is an experienced person.
So just need Dan probably could get on the circle edge a little bit there. Yeah, get ball side.
And hold in that strong position for that potential kick-out pass.
Yeah.
ADF will have a free pass on the transverse line. No, in the goal third. Toby Miller out of play. ADF looking for an entry point into the goal circle.
Charlie and Jake need to get up and play defence on the wing D on the transverse there. Don't want to let them have a reset with no challenge.
And looks like Brady has crept back on the court. We didn't even see that transition happen because of the substitution box. Front position goes the way of the ADF. He'll get a penalty shot.
And Luke Spadana is just coming on centre, giving Dan Ross a little rest.
And it is a long week too. Like, this is round 3 for these guys, and I understand it's only day 2, but it's about how teams load the layup. Jake Hawthorn getting really special here in front of his home crowd. You know, it's about how teams really work the ball in day 3, day 4 of nationals.
I like the fact that you've got the substitutions too. It's a long week if you're sitting on the bench a bit more than others, and to be able to get touches constantly.
Well, when you're playing 8 games alone and then finals and then crossovers, you know, that's potentially 11 games over the course of a week.
Yeah.
Player management and sort of their welfare is paramount in these instances. So having the substitution box is critical in that, which is I'm really stoked that AMMNA took that on board and implemented it for this across all divisions this year.
Yeah. Is this the first year they've done it?
First year they've done it.
Okay. Yeah.
I believe they might have had it last year in the open men's only as a teaser.
Yeah.
And then saw the benefits for all divisions.
I know a lot of associations in WA this year are putting in the rolling sub, and I think it'll be great. It's particularly these young kids where they have to. The parents expect you to be able to get 10 players in 7 positions.
Yes,
doesn't calculate. If you can do substitutions throughout the game, I think it'll save a few parents a bit of angst.
And it changes the game significantly from a coach's perspective as well, because you get to change things in the moment as it's happening on court, versus having to wait an extra 5 or so minutes to make the change at the break.
Yeah. So ADF have swung their big back to the goal shoot again as posting up. So WA need to change up their defence again.
Yeah, and another new goal attack. So they've done a couple of changes here.
Yeah. I'm really enjoying watching Jake Hawthorne. I don't get to see him play very much. Sometimes I'm with other teams, but also he's a rolling shooter, so it's nice to see what he can do.
It's really hard when at a domestic level he's behind 2 Opens players who happen to be, a current Australian Sonics shooter and a former Australian Sonics shooter.
Yeah.
But, the experience and the knowledge that he gains from being around those athletes is great.
Yeah.
It's another goal for the ADF. So 27 plays 20. So they're still sort of staying within reach. They're just going to keep scoring. If they can, they've got to try and get a ball. They're not going to win it straight away, but they've just got to try and chip away at this 7-goal margin.
Dan Rossing onto the wing attack now. So...
he's got great handover pressure, and it might be the height mismatch too, but it does have a bit of an elevation and held ball. Great job defensively from the ADF.
The big play from ADF.
Right in front of their bench. They are up and about for this.
Yeah, convinced the umpire. Yes, it was 3.
And ADF for me are a team who, they're just the silent team who can do big things at the back end of tournament. So, footwork call just unravels their defensive pressure. So a lot of these players have never played together before. They don't get a chance to train coming from the different services.
Oh, okay.
They literally sort of come in together at camp, which is at Nationals, and then they try and work combinations. They had a scratch match on Friday night against the local team here in Perth.
Yep.
And then just trying to build on their connection through the week.
Oh, okay.
But there'll be a team who, once they start getting...
So are they players from all over Australia, are they?
Yeah, from all different services.
Right. Oh, good on them.
Yeah, it's a fantastic, and they've been playing for a few years in this national champs as well.
Yep.
The 3-second call. So here's an opportunity.
Toby drove the wing attack off that ball and did a good job.
And Clough, he's up for it.
Yeah, James can't afford to be sitting behind him at all. He needs to constantly get those feet moving and around.
Yeah, if he's got to be, somewhere's got to be on that front hip, and then that hedging that we spoke about earlier.
Yeah.
And it's tiresome work as a defender. And ADF look to go quickly from an unforced error from the Thunder. A nice man-on-man pressure. Like, this is relentless. Everyone is on cue, and Hawthorne gets a touch on it. And great footwork there from King. Did everything right.
He's working really, really hard, isn't he?
Incredibly smart athlete.
So Luke needs to come up to the top, open up. Yeah, there we go.
And uses his speed to get him there as well. Hosier asking for the swing ball. Quick delivery in from Ross too. And the shooter-to-shooter finds itself.
Just caught the eyes down of the defender.
So Hawthorn will get another shot. There's less than 15 to go. So pushes it out to a 29 plays 28, so 8 goal margin. Can ADF score here? Under 10 seconds. Into Clough, their big man. Oh, the layup. Yes, he does. And that's a great way to finish out the second quarter of the Men's Reserves Division here, coming to you live courtesy of Clutch TV. It's 29 plays 22. Please sure to stay tuned with us after this short break.
Having a pretty good season this year, Andy.
By the look of this lot, you are too.
Well, we've got a good team out in the field. You want to go meet them?
Sure. So what do you grow here?
We've got broccolis, collies over there, carrots, you name it. We harvest it today, catch. And it's in the stores tomorrow.
So you guys are the midfielders of the fruit and veg?
At Spot Shed, we grow it.
We sell it, you save.
Giving this season everything we've got. Just try and stop us. Don't miss the excitement of West Coast Fever at RAC Arena. Tickets on sale now at ticketek.com.au. Giving this season everything we've got. Just try and stop us. Don't miss the excitement of West Coast Fever at RAC Arena. Tickets on sale now at ticketek.com.au.
Welcome back to Bendat Stadium here. We're on show court number 1 this morning, which showcases the West Coast Thunder men's reserves coming up against their ADF counterparts. The goal score is currently 29-22. My name is Mandy Love, and joining me in expert commentary is Lynn Pemberton. Lynn, I would love your thoughts on the game so far.
It's been a really good challenge. They've played steady netball. There's nobody really rushing anything. They're just working the ball down. I love that they're all trying to get the ball to the circle edge. It's just calm. I was actually expecting it to be a bit more frantic, but it's not. So it looks good. That was a really good example of just working the ball through.
And I've really enjoyed the fact that they've had this controlled, measured type of style of netball. It looks like target's gone into wing attack for ADF, finding Clough.
Trying to visualise his height from up here, I'd say he's about 6'3".
I would think you would be correct on that one. And looks like there's another positional switch down the front end for the Thunder. So Coach Teresa Newton keeping it pretty.
So that's the one I don't like.
Yes.
Got to get to that circle edge. Because he's got a holding shooter, and then Charlie's gone in and he's short, so they need to definitely be feeding off the edge.
And Brady gets up. And Clough, that's his second goal for the quarter. Long ball in.
Oh.
Early release too.
Eyes down.
That's 3 in a row for the lads from the ADF. So great start to this third quarter. What can the Thunder do in response? Charlie King almost doing a push-up on the ball.
I wonder what the goal shooter's accuracy is like when he's further out. Do you know?
Accurate.
Yeah,
he can score from out.
So they need to give him the ball, because he did give them front position right at the start of all of this. You know, there's 8 or 9 passes now that have gone.
And
try it.
And you see the screen set by Charlie King.
Yeah.
And it's just about, from the feeding perspective, do they recognise that?
Yeah.
So here come the ADF.
Oh. Would like to see an outside land there and pivot out.
And Dan Ross coming through, gets the contact call. Thought it was a healthy contest.
Oh.
James King doing a lot of work around the post.
Kept him out.
And gets the win too. Oh, Falcon to the head for his good measure too. That deserves the hat watching at home for the men's reserves. They have a gag of the game.
Well, if the 23s, if he was in the 23s, they would have had him in a yellow tutu.
Oh.
If they make a mistake, they have to wear a tutu for the day.
Fantastic look-away pass from Charlie King into Tangata. That was very nice to watch. The deception. Everyone went to the circle. Just got to connect that second phase. And early release. I like that. That was more direct. And just needed to get more flick on that shooting action.
We're a little bit in disarray, I think, WA, on the defence there. Some are hands over, some are in space, some are standing. We've got to all work together on one style.
And now they've had to cross the ball over, and that's a great ball into the goal shooter, and Clough as a jump shot. And here's where West Coast Thunder just need to sort of like compose themselves and get themselves back into this game.
Yeah.
Goes parallel. And offensive contact. Great defensive work from Jonah Ness.
We've got to reward that with getting the ball through.
Well, has to go off. You'd like to see Ian Brady go ball side on that occasion.
Yeah. Or get back on the 45, so he's creating an angle for the delivery. Oh, needed to get onto Dan on that cut through.
Oh, there's something going on in that shooting circle. I don't think the keeper is.
Yeah, he's a little bit
he doesn't.
Isn't he?
Yeah, he's very ginger, and then he jumps on us. He doesn't look. It's almost like he got a knock to the head. We'll just keep a close eye on that.
Finger in the eye or something. Yeah. Did you notice in the SSN yesterday they pulled the player quite early? They thought
For concussion.
Yeah, I think it was the Lightning Wing defence. She tried to convince them that she didn't hit her head, but her chin was very close to hitting the ground. They took her off and did a check for it.
You know, player safety is the utmost importance when they're out on court. So hopefully he's okay. He just needs to shake it off or get it seated. Oh, great contest.
And the one hand save to push it in.
A nice little 1-2. Oh, King clobbered on his way through.
Yeah, I think the ADF boys are getting a little bit caught up on that lunge leg. They're tripping on them a bit.
And the ball dribbles through for King. So they're pushing this margin now. So 35 plays 26 in favour of West Coast Thunder.
I was interested to see when they first walked out. I thought it's a very short line up in the front end to see how it goes. They're doing well. Oh, his
there's
shot
sweet,
isn't it? Yeah.
I knew you would enjoy Tangata.
So no more just leaving it and not giving it to him. If he's there, give it to him.
Yep,
yeah.
He's got the shot technique to get him to post.
Yeah.
I purposely didn't tell you about him because I knew that you would really enjoy. That was a little surprise for you, Lynn. And King connects to Spadano.
Natural eye. Yeah. Oh. Just beautiful.
And he caught the ball, turned in the moment, and actually continued to step on.
Yeah, did a reverse pivot, one-step shot.
Oh, Jonah Nez really coming alive here.
He's done some really good stuff in this third quarter. He's come out. Oh, he might be finding it a bit easier to actually cover the big lad. Is it Taggart? Yeah.
And for me, Jonah Ness is a player
Target.
who is so strong in the contest. Oh,
Dan Ross wants to get in the goals.
Wants to get in on the action.
So if that had gone in, viewers, game just continues.
I really enjoy Jonah Ness's man-on-man marking, the wing defence here for the West Coast Thunder.
I rated him last year as one of the hardest players to play against as a wing defender. Not me personally, obviously. But he's like a dog with a bone, sticks with those players very well.
I had the really fortunate experience of actually coaching him in the 23s at the Melbourne Nationals a couple of years ago. It was his first Nationals campaign, and he was phenomenal.
Yeah.
So a lot of the defensive trio back here for men's reserves actually were in that team.
Yep.
So they've got a well-known connection, and they also play together at a domestic level. So it's great to see. Oh, that's a heavy check. King really collected. Gets a caution for his warning. Gets a caution for his efforts.
Yeah. Just came through late.
ADF just need to tidy up their discipline. And nice bit of shooter-to-shooter passing. Well short.
Yeah. And that one. Yeah.
So it's really nice to see the composure from the shooters here, sort of absorbing that much attention. Yeah, just coming through the inside arm.
Yeah.
ADF with the ball in hand. And push off from the back. Yeah, she slided it. Great job.
Used his chest, didn't he?
Yep. And good connection down court. And King looks at the arc and draws it in, directs the play too. So, no, don't give it to me, Spadano. Give it to Tangata.
I actually like how quickly Dan Ross gets the ball out of his hands. His process is really, really fast.
His definitely attacking mindset is really good. Contact call. Look for a quick offload.
11 goals in the difference.
So, yeah, they've really pushed this out now, haven't they?
Yeah.
In this third quarter, found their rhythm. Oh, and great work from the goalkeeper from ADF.
Yeah, got around, read it early.
Goes down the line. King comes out for a little bit of a hunt. And nice baseline connection.
Ian changes his angle on that 45 there. He might have been able to stop that baseline drive.
So we've got ADF here. What can they do? Good defence from the West Coast Thunder boys so far. A nice shooter-to-shooter connection. And Clough with the strong rebound. I don't think he jumped. I think he just used his height. And that's enough.
His goal attack steadied him. Got a time here. I'm wondering whether they might be checking on the centre pass. Yeah. Can't have another SSN.
No, cannot have another. You know, I was calling a game in the first round, and it was just happened to be Victoria versus Queensland, and there was a potential double centre pass play that I had to stop for. And I'm like, we cannot have this.
Yeah.
Cannot be a Victorian team doing this to me. Oh, they've marched him in.
It's good, though, that the umpire did a check rather than just, you know, she actually has got her third umpire there that's giving signals, left and right signals. So there is 2 checks there that can be done.
And, you know, don't get me wrong, these guys will tell you if it's not their centre pass. They are not shy. And look at them just...
So this is good defense.
Yeah, great D.
Just got good. Oh, Ian, you nearly had it.
Stepping? No. Just found the body. Would you say that was a pass or a shot attempt? A goal attempt? Go pass.
No, I'd say it's a shot. It goes down as a miss.
Yep. Well, you are the specialist shooting coach here in the West, Lynn, so...
I think Charlie nearly got across that line a bit early.
Just had that hang time in the air.
Yeah.
How have you enjoyed men's nationals this week, Lynn?
Love it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing to watch just the sheer athleticism from all the states. Oh, missed shot from Tangata.
Is that his first shot, miss?
It is, I believe.
Yeah.
And comes through the middle.
I just love that the boys can all play again because, you know, like, well, both the underage nationals have just gone up to Darwin today, all the kids from WA and everywhere else in Australia. There was the first year of COVID, I was the 17s coach and had to tell the kids the week before we left that we weren't going. And it was pretty traumatic for everybody. And,
yeah.
You know, and a few of those kids didn't get to play any underage nationals in the end. They just aged out and, So it's fabulous to see them all back on track and playing.
And likewise with the West Coast Thunder team and the AMMNA Nationals, we actually were prepping for a Nationals and then it didn't go through.
Yeah.
So last year South Australia was the first time. So South Australia were hosting it for 3 years.
Yeah.
They finally got the chance to host last year.
Yeah.
And it was a fantastic event down at Stadium Australia. And West Coast Thunder with a zone set up.
ADF have come back a little bit. We've had a couple of misses down the front end here with WA, so they need to get back and answer some goals with their centre passes and reward any turnovers.
I think ADF are just really like treasuring possession. Just Daniel Ross just clarifying the call. I didn't see that one.
Neither did I. Maybe it was on offside because nobody was out of play.
Spadano with the turn of pace, goes on quickly.
Oh,
Tangata saved it.
actually lucky that the goalkeeper had that little bit of contact because otherwise he would have been using the post to get possession. Shooter would have been using the post to get the possession, which you can't do.
Yeah, Dan Ross has got all the time in the world.
That was a really good delivery.
Yes.
Yeah.
Looked at King, delivered to Tangata.
Yeah.
Who's impressed you so far in this match, Lynn?
Well, definitely goal shooter, goalkeeper down this end, WA and the ADF. I've liked what the big centre fella,
Taggart
had been doing. He was very steady for them.
One with the beautiful arm sleeves.
Yeah. And I think across the board, the WA boys have all put in their effort. Everyone's done their job when they've been put out on court, which is good.
And there's been different combinations each break as well. So
And they've brought different things to the game, so it's been really nice to see. I do like this lad's shots.
yeah, I know you do.
Yeah, he's sweet.
Don't try and recruit him for your team, Lynn. Dan Ross comes onto circle edge.
Oh, we've actually picked up Robert King for Comets. He's coming back. He came back here for Nationals, as you know, for the Open, and he's actually staying on. He was in New Zealand, and so he's going to help us out because we're a little bit depleted.
And good game awareness from King to play on quickly. Give it to the free option. He's got to get it up.
Oh.
And gets the contact call.
And he scores. Well done.
So at the end of the third quarter, West Coast Thunder out 44 goals to 32. So really dominant quarter for the team from the West.
Yeah, just that last couple of minutes they piled on 5 goals because they were down to 8. Or 4 goals, sorry. Yeah,
so lots for the ADF to think about, but I think they're still in this match. They can bring it back, but they've just got to get a lot of defensive wins early if they are going to get it back into this match. So stay tuned with us after this. Let's see if ADF can deliver in the last quarter.
So, new goal shooter, goal attack, is it?
Yeah, he was playing in GK.
Yeah.
Or have they just rotated ends? No, Clough's down the other end.
Yeah.
So welcome back through to Bendat Stadium. We're in quarter 4 here, Men's Reserves Division. It's round 3, day 2 of the champs. We've got basically a whole new team here from the West again. So it looks like we've got Hosier back on court in goal shooter, Hawthorn in goal attack, Spadano wing attack, Ross stays in at centre, Stoddard in at wing defence, Miller, GD and King at the back in goalkeeper. And for the ADF, looks like Clough remains the big target at the back in goal shooter. Taggart looks like he's back on in centre just to add that defensive pressure.
And I don't think the wing attack, I think it might be Smith, I'm not sure, but I think he's the same one that's been there for the whole game.
Just that consistent.
Yeah. It's hard when they haven't got names on their shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they look to go quickly. Direct passage of play, 3-pass play, straight into goals. Oh, put the mocker on him. Third time's a charm.
Needs to pack a stepladder in there.
Yes.
Oh.
Spadano just carrying the ball. Knew he did it in the moment as well.
Yeah. Alerted the umpire to it.
He's too honest.
Yeah. Love to see Stothard have a crack at how he does it in the games at State League. He hunts for ball. I'm sure he can get some here.
Well, he's got the smarts to be able to do that as well.
That was really good vision, Dan.
That was some real good pace on that pass from Spadano into Hosier.
Have we got a cowbell or something?
It's a cowbell, yeah. It's probably in support of the Queensland teams on the other court.
Oh, okay.
Their squads have a lot, so it sort of comes from a Townsville kind of thing, from rugby league with the Cowboys.
Oh, okay.
As a way to support their team.
Yep.
I remember here a few years back, was it the, it was Whalers? Great. They make a lot of noise.
Yeah.
Oh, left alone. Yeah, too much space. Didn't recognise where the attack was.
And the angle wasn't right for James to come out then. It was too...
That one was, though.
That was an effort.
And gets the call.
Yeah. And he also needs, if he's going to hunt, he needs to know that Toby's almost coming into the circle to back up anything.
Miller got some really strong physical contact as he drove through. They will have a sideline throw-in for the West Coast Thunder.
They would have felt like they'd hit a brick wall when they hit Toby.
You know, he does work very hard on his physical strength. Oh, Dan Ross interrupting play.
With a little tussle there with wing attack and wing defense.
I love the jostling for position.
Yep.
And look at the elbows too, even the... Oh, Stothard.
Yeah, wing attack really, he won the dead ball time there, didn't he? Kept his body in position.
And look at them all off ball side too. There's no one there for... So he has to cross court.
Push out. Oh, go. Oh, it's there.
Yeah, he saw it. He reckoned just a fraction late.
Yep.
Oh, got it. No. There's some great elevation going on, and Clough calm as ever. Predictable, just off the line. There was only just that one drive.
Yeah.
We need to see some prelims before the...
Yeah, Luke started on them, and then he pulled off and set up like a back split, but didn't do anything
with it.
No.
Wasn't pretty, but they got it to goal. So it still counts, and that's what matters at a Nationals.
Sometimes it's ugly, but that's all right.
Yeah. Can't play perfect netball all the time.
No. Little tip in there by Luke, and that's good. It's like players, when they pick up a ball when it's like a free pass like that or a penalty pass, to pick the ball up and make their grounded foot the same foot as their throwing hand, because then it gives them a natural balance to step through with the opposite foot to throwing hand.
Yeah.
Quite often they...
Oh, heavy check.
Yow.
It looks like Stothard's actually lost his bib. He doesn't have a bib on.
It's upside down. It's fallen off.
Has it?
Yeah, it's there, but it's flapping down.
Oh, okay, yep.
Yeah.
So Dan Ross goes off circle edge to get Spadano on. A little drop pass into Hosier. Oh, overcooked. And gets his second attempt. West Coast Thunder with the ball in hand. Can they extend this lead? Oh, bullet pass.
At the head. And Jake needs to actually turn to force that defender to jump back, because he almost had to do a hook pass because he didn't get back off. Got Charlie coming on by the look of things. Luke coming out.
Oh, it looks like the goal attack is injured too for ADF. And
he doesn't have to just use it from like a rolling sub. He could actually call injury time. I think people forget when you've got rolling subs that, if somebody does get injured, you can call it. Yeah, you can actually still call injury time. Oh, great shot, Jake. Dan Ross covers that really well. 2-on-1 with Stothard on the wing attack.
Long bomb.
Huge.
And had the control with the right arm outstretched too.
That was a really great pass.
Dan Ross just
Good spatial awareness with his body, then knowing that
The
Taggart was
collision.
coming through, and that he took in the air and turned in the air, which protected himself. A little bit of towel time.
Yeah, bit of towel time. So while they're doing that, I just want to throw a bit of a shout out to one of our sponsors for the West Coast Thunder, which is WA Sports Performance. They're a proud partner of West Coast Thunder, located in Willerton. WASP is Perth's premier strength and conditioning and sports injury rehab facility, bridging the gap between amateur and elite performance from youth athletes all the way through to professionals. So thank you to WA Sports Performance for your support for our West Coast Thunder teams this week. In their preparation as well, did a lot of work in their strength and conditioning programs.
This is completely self-funded, isn't it, by the players? So that any help they can get from businesses is very, very well received.
And that's the dedication that these players they have that financial commitment as well as the commitment to the training schedule as well. A lot of these teams probably would have tried approximately October last year, towards the end of October, trying to get a bit of a pre-season in, and then really locking down their teams at the start of the year. Oh, Ian Brady coming through. Great footwork.
Just keep looking at Stothart. His wing attack's not getting onto a lot of balls, so he's just keeping him out of the play through his great footwork and defence there. Oh.
Brady coming off second best in that contest. ADF with the ball in hand. And King coming through.
I think nearly MVP today.
Yep.
James.
He's done a great job at the back.
Yep.
And he's against
Had
a
a huge
very
challenge,
huge target. And just creating pressure moments like that where he's just creating doubt.
Yeah. And that's through the footwork. You can't get stuck on the body when there's such a height difference. Just try and confuse the space. Oh.
And I'm really enjoying the fact that they were able to slice their way through that press so quickly.
Oh, that was a bit gentle. I shouldn't say that, maybe.
We have a saying that the ball always knows for some reason, and now the West Coast Thunder find themselves with possession again. I must say though, at this chance, we're finding a lot of offensive contacts, which I'm delighted about because I think it happens a lot more than what they get done for. But that might be the
Is that because
ex-defender.
you were a defender?
No, it's mid-quarter. I'm just kidding.
In your time, a 6-foot mid-quarter, that would have been nice.
But no, I think the West Coast Thunder team will be very happy with their performance out here today. They've been able to get a number of combinations out, and Stothard gets a great look in.
Yeah.
And King just making sure that Clough doesn't hit the deck.
I think ADF need to get back to working the ball to the circle edge again. Oh,
just the control, just didn't have anyone from West Coast Thunder punching through though.
that was a bit dangerous though, because centre just about took his landing space, and so he was in a bit of strife how to get balance from taking the ball, knowing that he was likely to get taken out.
Another offensive contact.
Must have been a little... Oh, that is, to me, replay. He had possession.
Oh, Stothard. He'll get a caution for that.
Yeah. I think sometimes in that situation, he didn't really have time to change what, it was in the moment, wasn't it?
It was definitely in the moment, but I think also from an umpiring perspective, it's about getting the control back in the game.
Yeah.
So that it doesn't get too wild or it becomes unsafe.
Yeah, because there's been 3 or 4 now where
and as we see, ADF are just really starting to really just throw anything now, just trying to make it stick versus, like you said earlier, doing the work, working the ball to circle edge.
It ends up making more work when you're throwing long balls like that and they're not connecting. So everyone's back in defence again very quickly.
But, great learning, though, from ADF.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be a Thunder feed. It's hard to go when you're feeling like every call is going against you.
You've just got to get on with it really quickly. You can't be dwelling on it, because while you're dwelling, the other team's is scoring. Yeah.
So Stothard comes off, so one caution, that's enough for Coach Teresa Newton. Those watching at home, she was the MC for our Welcome to Country. Oh. I was going to say, was that like a reverse layup? Like,
I think when you're feeding a goal attack that's driving directly from the top of the circle straight to the post, and he's at full speed, he's never going to stop. So that was his only option.
Here comes the press from the ADF again. So a press, for those watching at home, they just fill the spacing and just they try to encourage the opposition to go wide, and that's the ball that they want to try and take an intercept opportunity at.
Good change of direction there, Ian.
Yeah, Thunder doing a really good job. People were bodying up. And the pass from King.
That was beautiful.
Yes. Identified it early enough too as well to release the ball straight away. A nice position from the goalkeeper. Just got done for the contact on the second attempt. And Hosier very good at the back end. So 54 plays 39, less than 4 minutes left in this last quarter. He seems to be slipping, doesn't he? Like he's slipped a couple of times now. I'm not too sure if it's the shoes or if it's potentially an area on the court.
The other thing that can happen with the slipping, and if they're on change of direction, they haven't got their body weight over their feet, like they've got the foot outside the line of the body, can actually create a slip.
Charlie King crosses over in the third second of that centre pass.
Nice, short, quick ball. Looks good.
I would have called that one a replay too.
Yep, 2 bounces.
Yep. Play continues though. And again, just off balance.
Yeah.
Brady doing a really good job forcing him to take that extra step that he's not willing to take.
Yeah, they got phase 1-2 on the centre pass really nice, and so just, make it work in. If you're right on that circle edge and you've got the big fella at the back there, you should be able to get it up to him.
And time's just called just for the ball from court 2 again. And just a nice little angled pass in the swan dive from the goalkeeper or goal defence. So I'm interested to see what this does in terms of ladder placings now with this win, knowing that ADF was currently in 3rd.
Okay.
And men's reserve, the Thunder team was in 6th position out of 9. Nice protection too with Hawthorn in his landing space.
Yeah. Just like GD for ADF to be a little bit more controlled in how he attacks and swipes. Because if he does connect, it's going to be a bit of a vicious hit.
Well, he's come off for his troubles as well with less than 2 minutes to go. King got a bit of a touch to the head region. Another offensive contact. And this is about being able to read an umpire as well in a game. So if you know that you have to give yourself space to avoid this happening.
Make the adjustment. Yeah.
Oh, through the legs, bit of tunnel ball action.
Charlie needed to still try and defend the ball though, protect it and give somebody time to get to it.
Some tired bodies out on court. This is their 3rd game for the week. And here we played like the full 4 quarters, 15 minutes apiece. So each team, and it's that swiping motion that you spoke about earlier.
But he wasn't, and well offside. It's good the umpire didn't call it and just played the advantage.
Played the advantage.
Yeah. Allows a goal getting to be scored.
Oh, King just collecting some knees too from Taggart. He is a tall person in the mid-court. We spoke about him earlier. And this man, James King, he has been a dominant force for West Coast Thunder today. Definitely best on ground.
Yeah. And GA needs to actually control, because I think he's thrown away a few now in that this quarter with just running on.
Just controlling the landing.
Yeah, just take the time, use your 3 seconds, up to 3 seconds.
They've held time. And Clough offloads and they get a goal for the ADF just to close out. So
60-40.
60 plays 40 in favour of the home team, West Coast Thunder, much to the applause in the crowd. So congrats to their coach, Coach Teresa Newton. Fantastic job with the men's reserves team this year. So they're looking to inch their way into the top 4 of this division. We talked earlier, there's 9 teams, so best of luck to the West Coast Thunder team. For ADF, I'm excited to see the disruption that they can create amongst the teams in their division who are inching them or making their way into the top 4.
I think if they showed a little bit of patience and just keep working the ball small, short and fast versus long.
Yes.
I mean, there's opportunity to go long to their goal shooter, but for a lot of the time, the best way to get to him is to get it to the circle edge and then really punish the opposition just because of the height difference that he's actually giving them.
Well, Linny, thank you so much for joining us on the call today.
Pleasure.
If you had if you loved listening to Linny, she actually will be on the 2:30 game this afternoon on Show Court 3 with the Queensland 17. So tune in to Clutch TV then. Coming up next on Show Court 1, we have the Opens division. We've got New South Wales versus Queensland. So stay tuned with us shortly after this.
Thanks very much.